Howdy, y'all. Welcome to this episode of The World According to the Blind Dog. Right here, we're in the studio wing of the living room here at the Blind Dog World Headquarters. And just been going through a lot of videos lately. When I first started doing this, I didn't expect this amount, but I got tons and tons of videos. I finally filled up one external hard drive. So I've been going through it just to look at everything, and I came across something that I really feel needs to be mentioned here. Someone particularly. Seems like I spent the better part of my life trying, either being in a band or trying to put one together. It's been a long road. I never really enjoyed that high level of success, but I certainly had some great times, man. I got no regrets whatsoever. So it was in one of those times where we're trying to put a band together, and we meet Troy Morrison, Troy Moorhead. I'm not real clear. He wanted us to call him Troy Morrison. I'm sure it was a reference at the time to Jim Morrison, but we ran into Troy. He was in Pasadena, Texas. He was walking to his job at Church's Fried Chicken, carrying a white, thin-bodied acoustic guitar. And they pulled up next to him, saw him walking with his guitar, and they rolled down the window. And they're like, "Hey, can you play that guitar?" And he says, "Yeah." Said, "Can you sing?" "Yeah." "Get in the van." So he got in the van. They gave him a ride to work. We scheduled him in to audition for rhythm guitar player. And he came out and he failed miserably. Just the guy didn't have it in him, you know. But about a week later, the bass player, Cherokee was his name. A week later, Cherokee calls me up and he says, "Man, this kid's driving me nuts. We got to get him out. He wants to audition for singer." So I said, sure, what the hell, you know, you get some peace and quiet. He's not leaving you alone. So we had him out, and he auditioned for lead singer, frontman. And it was like, yeah, dude, you got the job, you know. And I continued to work with Troy over the years. I could safely say that Troy was my musical soulmate. I could spit out riffs on the guitar, and the next thing you know, he'd be spitting out the lyrics. And we wrote a lot of songs together. And man, just... But we, as life does, we went separate ways. I went a more hellraiser, rock and roll, party animal road, and he took a more spiritual road and kind of got out of the music business for a period of time. But he was my musical soulmate, no doubt. And in all these years, I have never ran into another person that could do what Troy does. And I miss him. And I'm sorry, you know, some stories have bad endings. Troy's no longer with us. He met a very untimely death in a construction accident at a young age. And it's just a crying shame. It broke my heart when I got the news. But which is sad, because we had just kind of like sort of reconnected, and we were having some discussions about sitting down and writing some music together, because we both agreed that we were a good team and we could probably produce some good music. But the band was called Full House, and it is a miracle that this video even still exists. I'm sure it was filmed back in like 1991, well before cell phones. we had a friend of ours come out with one of those big old sit on your shoulder VHS camcorders, and he recorded it for us. And I've had it all these years. I finally took it down, got it digitalized, and this was what was on it. And I'm thankful that I did that, because Troy's no longer with us, and I have lost complete contact with the other two guys in the band. But back 1991, James Coons on the bass, Calvin McKenzie on the drums, who was an animal, a complete animal on those drums. Of course, me on guitar and Troy bouncing around. And Troy and I wrote this song together. It's called Rock and Roll. Please enjoy it. If you like these videos, you want to keep coming, man, hit like and hit subscribe. But for now, that's the world according to the blind dog. And we'll see you next time. Until then, full house, full house.
There was a full house original.